That's probably the way
Talk
to
about
go.
grass-fed ghee.
What's a ghee?
What is a ghee and how do you feed it?
Well, you feed it butter. You feed it grass. I prefer my ghee to be organic.
What does organic even mean?
It means it contains carbon. No, it just means
Not fucked with.
yeah, there's no herbicides or pesticides or anything like that.
I got a packet of spinach the other day from the shops and it said the ingredients in my spinach. And I was like,
Just say
isn't it spinach? Like, that's the ingredient.
Was there anything
But it was
else in
like,
it?
it had added sugar to it.
What?
I was like, huh?
What brand was this?
Yeah, man.
I don't know what brand my spinach was.
Oh.
Just from IGA.
Is it-
Just a little packet.
What's it? Black and yellow, whatever. What's that brand?
Black and yellow.
Oh, that's the
Is
cheap.
that a Wiz Khalifa song?
Yeah, it is, but also
No, I heard Big Grocer is.
gross. Big grocery.
I heard that they dip all their vegetables and like fresh produce in sugar water to
That's
make it
maybe
more
what it was.
addictive. Yeah, I heard that.
Who said that? Where'd you hear that?
I just around, man. I was walking down the street.
That's so much work for them to do. Just dip every.
Why are they trying to get people
individual-
addicted to vegetables? Like, we're supposed to want to eat them.
Because they're competing with all the other Big Grocer.
Yeah,
They need like
They need the monopoly on spinach,
yeah.
yeah.
baby spinach.
Because like that's the point of vegetables, isn't it?
What?
Is to be addicted to it.
I suppose, yeah.
Let's get addicted to it.
That's how far we've gone. Just straight from the path. They were like, I wanted to get people to eat vegetables. Why don't we just dip it in sugar water then? Completely defeating the purpose.
Yeah.
That's assuming that that's true, and it's probably not true.
Well, they did something to it because there's like 0 point something grams of sugar in my spinach. So don't know why.
What the fuck's that?
Contained a deadly bacteria.
Hopefully.
Yes. That's fucked up.
That's. Is it one of those situations where was it like 0.01 or something?
Nah, it was like
0.1.
0.3 grams, I think. That's the number that's coming
Contains xanthan gum.
to me.
Some shit. Food acid 561.
Yeah, just weird shit.
Because I thought maybe it would be one of those situations
My
where
favorite food acid.
if there's like a slight possibility that it could contain that thing, they just put like the smallest unit that it could possibly that they can put on the
Right.
information.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with that.
like if it's even remotely possible that it could be in there through some process in how they like harvest it and
Yeah.
like
It's
get
almost
it prepared.
like could contain nuts or something.
Yeah.
Like they have to put it in just in case. Like,
Fucking big spinacher.
They're dirty bastards, man. They're fucking. You gotta watch them.
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Big tobacco though. Fuck.
Big tobacco.
Yeah. You know what? They're on the up. They've got their hooks back in.
Huh?
You know, before when everyone thought smoking was good for you, or at the very least, it wasn't bad for you. You know, big tobacco. They had society by the balls, and then we all found out that it gives you cancer, and
The cans.
so
You can't.
cat was out of the bag.
Cancer.
Then big tobacco took a back seat, but now I look at all the young girls and boys.
How girls
like-
and boys all.
People born between like 90, like
9.
like 96, 96 maybe, and like 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Rolling their own
Now
durries.
they're all fucking smashing that motherfucking all
Just
day.
the tiny little ones.
All
Make
night.
those little ones.
Yeah, the ones
they're
that
French.
rolled themselves, and they're like fucking like a wonky dick, and they're just like,
Yeah. Like they're a French person. A person from France.
it's outrageous though. We have a fucking tobacco epidemic right now in Perth, Western Australia. I'll just say it.
And their little pouches.
I don't mind
Maybe they're
saying
just like pouches.
I think they just like to look cool.
Yeah.
I remember like,
You don't look cool.
Yeah,
though.
like-
cross, like with it in your lap, like your legs are all weird because you're trying
Yeah.
to balance it. You know what I mean?
actually, I don't think
I've
they even
seen
smoke it half the time. They just leave it between their ear and their head, just lodged in there.
Well, they're
Just so
they're
everyone
smart
knows.
ones.
While it's lit.
Just breathing through the ear.
Doing nangs at the same time.
Oh, fuck.
Doing nangs in between smoking cigarettes. This is what the youngins are doing.
And then shoving a Vicks. A Vicks
Vapor up.
thing.
Yeah, Vicks goes in one nose, cigarette in the other nose, and then fucking nangs.
And then just eating.
Never done one, but I never would.
The Vicks vape, the Vicks rub
Yeah,
thing
like
out of
the tub.
Yeah, with a spoon.
Yeah, dude.
That would probably
And they've
clear you right up
yeah,
though.
totally.
They've got a fucking vodka soaked tampon in their asshole as well. This is a new age.
Doing butt funnels.
I think so.
Imagine how much it would fuck your body up just doing all of those things in one sort of
feel
session.
pretty good.
Jesus Christ.
We should challenge someone, some real loose unit, next time we're at a party or something.
Just have
take all the
one,
materials
one
with
of
us.
each, yeah. Just have a bag of goodies.
Yeah, fun bag.
Jesus.
Hey, dude, do you want to do a fun bag?
They're the new
What's that?
party bags, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Nicotine gum, some sort of Vicks thing.
That's how you talk to God.
Chewing tobacco, that's a thing.
Yep.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's really a thing in Australia, though. More like
yeah.
an American thing, I feel. Yeah.
Fuck, that's such a
People are like, oh, yeah, it's not bad for you. Like, you're not smoking it. It's like, okay.
yeah.
But
think
also
it is,
mouth
though.
cancer.
Yeah.
How do you get on that train? Like how do you go from ever chewing tobacco to just like, oh, I'll give it a go? Like what?
Slam this between your gums.
Yeah, like get all this disgusting shit and just put it in my mouth and just fucking chew it.
Hey,
Like, oh,
imagine
yeah.
like if you could advertise for like tobacco and whatever, like cigarettes and shit. Imagine the kind of ads that would be popping up for like chewing tobacco.
Oh,
like,
dude.
hey, do you like the taste of grass? Well, we've got something for you. Mouth cancer and grass.
They'd probably make pretty good ads.
Yeah, they'd have to.
Yeah.
It'd be like those hell like meme ads, like Rivers ads or something.
Oh,
like,
right.
Yeah, have to.
have to be something out there.
Was that a meme though? Like what's
I don't know.
I still don't know, like, was that on purpose?
I don't know. I don't know if it was low budget or people thought it was so bad that it caught their eye.
Yeah, well, it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it however long later.
Never bought anything from Rivers,
Nah.
but
I don't even know where those stores are anymore.
no, there used to be one on the forum, the Belmont Forum, but
Shouts.
There's not
Shouts out.
even one there
they
anymore.
placed it with a Kathmandu.
Oh man,
Kathmandu.
Belmont.
And there's
Getting-
equally as little people in there.
Big
as
Belma.
Yeah,
Belmonta.
big Belmont getting the new vision for that's a step up really.
Yeah, there's a cotton
Rivers.
on.
Ooh,
Oh
damn.
yeah, yeah,
And,
that's good. Get all the white girls in. They bring a lot of money into the
Canton
area.
Lane.
Oh yeah,
What's that all about?
Some sort of Asian thing.
yeah, I know the one.
Chinese or something? I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
I don't remember.
You guys got one of those schnitzel places.
Yeah, we
The
identify with them, yeah.
yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
fucking
with Schnitz. Literally, it's just called Schnitz.
Schnitz.
Oh, yeah. I've never been, but I've seen it.
Reading
I've seen
Cinemas
it.
though. That's the OG. That's where you got to go.
value. That value.
Yeah, you got to watch your movies there, people.
Reading
$10.
cinemas.
Yeah, fuck, $10, man.
I just go there to do my reading.
Stop it.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah,
You know, it's that's an institution.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's some dirty little secrets though.
Ooh.
Oh, you know that
He knows
Yeah.
you know the dirty little secrets.
inside goss.
Remember when the carousel or something had rats
Yeah.
and there was pictures of it on
Yeah,
Facebook?
yeah.
Just fucking emaciated rats. Because all they eat is popcorn. Yeah,
It's good diet.
we had some. I seen it some rats with my own eyes.
In big Hoitzer.
I kept it fucking quiet though.
Until now,
Yeah, I'm blasting this out now though. I saw
years
rats.
later, controversy.
There'd be several generations
Of rats.
down the line now. Yeah,
Yeah.
since that one rat I seen it.
We just got the scoop. We just got the exclusive scoop that everyone's been. People been out to get
brushed
ready.
It's been brushed under the rug. Like
Yeah.
we weren't going to talk about it on the pod.
I think you should just assume there's rats everywhere at all times.
That's you go down to the foreshore and there's like the little just rocky like walls along the river and stuff.
Yeah, limestone.
Rat City.
Rat
Rats
City?
everywhere.
What?
Yeah, man. Oh,
hanging
they're
out by the
everywhere.
water?
Scurrying around through all the rocks. It's fucking
Some weird
dirty.
terrain.
That's
Are you sure they weren't
disgusting.
crabs?
Crab rats.
Yeah.
Crab rats.
Crats.
Rabs. No, crats. I like crats.
Crats. I got a fucking crack rolling up me. Crat.
Yeah, Rat City, man. And, fuck, even
Rat
at
City,
Burswood,
bitch. Rat City, bitch.
this thing's
Yeah,
good.
there's a lot of fucking rats in the casino.
Yeah, like,
A lot of
the
rat dogs.
drinking Jack Daniels.
JD's only pre-mixed.
Jesus.
Don't give me that post-mix shit.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Post-mix.
What's it called? There's like some restaurants there, like I know, what's it called? What's that fucking? Where it starts with W? Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That's right there.
the fucking
The well.
Merrywell. So it doesn't start with it. It's an upside down.
Merrywell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like gardens there. I'm pretty sure that are like concrete and then little things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rat City. They
That's Rat City.
run inside
They
the
scurry
gardens.
through the gardens.
You're right.
Whoa.
The fucking rats are everywhere, man.
Rat City, bitch.
It makes you question everything when you see a rat. Hey, all your assumptions about a place that you're in, when you see a rat, you're like,
But for some reason, you sort of don't think of it as a wild animal, but you don't think of it as a domesticated animal. It's its own beast.
Yeah.
It's like you find them in the dirty places of like buildings and things. You don't really just see them like out in public, just walking.
yeah.
They're like the
Walking
worst
around.
parts of us.
Yeah.
Of our psyches.
That's
just
it.
manifested in a trash bin. A trash bin?
Trash bin.
Trash can.
That's a trash bin. You're trash. Yeah, rats. There's always been a long history, between humans and rats in terms of
Yeah.
we've always,
Almost wiped us out.
yeah,
Fucking dogs. Those
fucking
rats.
rat dogs.
Those-
Rat plague.
But to call someone a rat, like you know what you're calling them. Like you know what you're saying.
Isn't rat sort of associated with like you dobbed on me? If you're a rat in prison,
Yeah.
you're the one that went to the guards and said, he's making a fucking shank over there.
He's making a shank and he's
Gonna stab you in the neck.
Is that just
Yeah.
because like rats are fucking gross and you're like, oh, what's the worst thing to call someone? Or like do rats show behavior of snitching?
Rats are fucking snitches.
yeah, they are
You heard it
definitely
here.
snitching.
Yeah.
They're snitching.
Rats be snitching.
Yeah, they're the epitome of the dregs
The
of
epitome.
society.
The
you
dregs.
call someone a rat, you're demoting them to a position of being at the bottom of society.
Don't you mean
in
they're
the gutters, in the sewers,
they're the epitome?
the epitome. Yeah.
But then also, dog gets used in a pretty derogatory way. But,
Yeah, but-
like, dogs aren't
man's
seen
best
as
friend.
what's that all about? Is it a bit of a juxtaposition?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, you're less than human if you're a dog.
True.
You're a
but it's quite
servant.
a vile.
Like you're a servant to
Yeah.
man. I think it says calling someone a dog says more about
White dog.
like the man's best friend is less of we need to visit that what description of what we call a dog as man's best friend. It's man's best friend, but there is like a caveat to that, which is you're my servant and I make you eat off the floor
Yeah.
and I take you for walks with a leash on.
Yeah.
So man's best friend, but because men like that, right? Like men like dominating and to be the alpha of this loyal beast feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good to be a man to do that to a dog. So if you call someone a dog,
That's your point.
they're
Felt like a
What's
lot.
they're a servant to you. They'll never be on your level. They're below you. You might have some kind of compassion, or you might feel some feelings of like you might feel they're in your family or
Radical
something, but
inclusivity.
you'll never be on my level, you dog.
You dog.
You dumb dog.
You dumb dog.
You white dog.
It's a good insult for me to use because I'm kind of allergic to dogs.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Is that how you tell
You
people
make
you're
me
allergic to
sick.
them?
Yeah.
I'm allergic to you. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Get away from me, you dog. Oh no, it's all good. I'm just allergic to you.
I'm just allergic
Yeah.
to things that are coming out of your mouth. You dumb dog.
Fucking
You
dog.
damn dog.
You fucking
Yeah,
dog.
probably.
Do you think dogs are radically inclusive?
I think I've seen dogs go up to dogs they've never met and sniff each other's asses.
That's
I
pretty
reckon they're-
radically inclusive.
Yeah, that is. It's like, hey, you want to sniff my ass? Fine, whatever. We're cool.
You
We're
guys,
inclusive.
you guys touched on it on being radically inclusive on pod yet?
I don't think so.
No, we haven't hit that.
Well, talk about the Zen tent.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, though, isn't it?
I never entered it. You have to describe it to me in great
It was
detail.
the greatest thing that ever happened to us.
Was
it
it?
was. It was actually really
Was
cool.
it the most inclusive thing that ever happened to you?
It felt pretty inclusive.
Yeah.
I was there, so it had to be inclusive.
You felt included?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt included. You know, with your thing, and we were included, and then other people that were doing their thing, and I felt included with
I
them
felt
as well.
particularly included
radical.
when I realized we were sitting on some lady's shawl.
Oh yeah,
So I felt very like connected to her.
yeah. I could like sort of. I was like farting on it and shit.
And she no,
She didn't care. She just took it. She came over and grabbed it. She didn't even.
You farted and shitted.
Yeah, she grabbed it and like she didn't visually identify it as hers. She just like sniffed it, went kind of paused for a second, just working through all the smells that she just encountered, and was like, yeah, that's
We're
mine.
gonna have to include it. It's happened. Let's just include it.
So I was like, asshole now, but it's my shawl. This is what happens with radical inclusivity.
It was like a hippie style sort of tent, like in there. So I thought that was just part of it. It's just like it's just some sort of fabric hanging around.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. You just think it's part of the
But
decor.
it's what that woman put around her neck,
Yeah,
and she hung herself with it.
yeah, yeah. She
We're specifically talking about the Kraken Festival
yeah,
that occurred last weekend.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, what do you think of it? What's your review as a first time?
I didn't think it was that good.
Cracker. Yeah, well, it could have been bigger.
Could have been bigger. Could have been better.
I think there was a bad space for it. Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It's so
Particularly
windy.
large area.
I don't want to sound like a fucking hater, but obviously,
Don't
that-
sound like a narc.
yeah, I don't want to sound like a narc, but that's obviously an event, that they put on in Fremantle that was organised by the Blazing Swan, which is like if you've got a real hankering for Burning Man, Burning Man, and you can't get over to America and you live in Perth, Western Australia, then go to the Blazing Swan. But I don't know if I'm being a bit too critical, but I judge what the Blazing Swan would be like by like how the Kraken was, seeing as though they put it on. It's like you're probably going to get similar like characters that rock up. And I just wasn't overly stoked. It hasn't made me want to really get around Blazing Swan.
I think the main thing that sucked was the fact that the effigy got cancelled.
Yeah, that was because if that happened, I'd be like, all right, cool. That's like something I could
Yeah.
look at for a little bit, and then
Like,
it just didn't
obviously, it was going to get cancelled.
happen.
It was just like right on the beach, just going to blow into like that tunnel and shit and just
Yeah.
like burn families.
Yeah.
and prisoners,
Specifically
prisoners,
families.
ghosts.
Yeah.
And there was like a wall of wind in front of the band that was playing.
Yeah.
Like there was a wind tunnel, just like they would just go. So the music had to like penetrate through the wind.
Yeah, it wasn't the best day for it. I'll give them that much. I bet it probably got pretty loose though later on when all the families left and everyone just like did acid or something. And
Yeah, there was a distinct smell of Mary Jane going around
yeah,
once it was sunset. Like
She's smelly.
Jesus, yeah, she's a smelly lady.
she stinks.
But yeah, that was very smelly.
It was smelly. It's so smelly here.
Yeah, I just thought the Zen tent was the highlight though. Setting up a little tent, well, quite a large tent really, down on the beach, pretty much. It was a sweet idea. And did you get a feeling when you went in there? Like, I don't know if I'm kind of trying to make a story out of nothing here, but when I like to get into the tent, you had to go down to like waist level. So you sort of had to really take a bit of a leap of faith and kind of drop your head down. You know, once you drop your head down, and look in the tent, you kind of have to commit.
Yeah.
So you sort of look down and you're fighting that fear of like being like, what's it called? Like fucking hell. Like not included,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, you're sort of like going in thinking, oh, I hope there's like nothing in here that I'm not supposed to be a part of. And it was kind of a rush. And then you get in, you're like, oh, we're all in this together.
Yeah, and it's like
It's almost
hippie
like
vibes.
a mosh pit or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A mosh pit of acceptance and radical inclusiveness.
I saw that Wall of Death
Yeah.
that you at that show you went to,
Yeah, it's pretty
That was-
gnarly.
Parkway Drive.
Yeah, that was their gig, but that was like the opening band,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool because like usually when you go to a gig, the opening band, like no one really gives a fuck, but they're like a relatively well-known
What was the band?
Thy Art Is Murder.
Oh yeah.
So like they're relatively well-known amongst like metalheads or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call them. So yeah, the crowd was pretty involved, which is cool because usually the first like hour of a show is just people just sort of nodding their head along,
Yeah.
like not really getting around it. But yeah, there's people throwing down in the mosh pit and
Fuck.
big ass Wall of Death. Yeah, they had it at Challenge Stadium,
Oh yeah.
which is kind of cool.
what exactly is a wall of death? Is it like
So basically,
people ran at each other?
yeah, so the singer will be like, all right, fucking everyone on this side, go that way, everyone on this side, go that way. And then there's just this big open space in the middle of the, wherever, like, venue. And then they usually do it when there's, like, a big breakdown or something in a song or something. And, yeah, then when it kicks back in, like, the two sides of the crowd just run at each other
Jesus.
and just slam into each other, basically.
So that front line
Yeah.
tops it the
Well,
most.
you get
really.
crazy people that just like stay in the middle in the big open space and just wait for both sides to just crunch them. Like, yeah, those people are
And
bit how you going.
It's full on like contact.
Yeah. Well, like
Like
this one,
proper-
it kind of looked like most people just sort of try to avoid each other. But like, yeah, you see some pretty gnarly ones, like especially in just like little clubs and stuff, like
Yeah.
like Capital or something, like just like 30 people just running at each other, just bang.
Fucking hell.
But it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did see some people get pretty badly fucked up. Like
Jesus.
right at the end of the gig, some blokes just getting carried out by like three guys. Just like,
There's always that.
yeah,
Broken.
yeah. I don't know what had happened, but he was struggling.
Wow.
Yeah, there's always a dude being carried like back the other way.
Yeah, and everyone just gets out the way. It's like, oh shit.
And it's, yeah, they're just like,
Fuck.
But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Did you go by yourself or?
Nah, I was with Mrs. plus Kieran and a bunch of his mates were there as well, but didn't really see him.
Yeah. Damn.
see,
Yeah,
That's fucking hardcore, dude.
yeah. It's good to be back and seeing some live music.
Yeah.
Stuff I actually know. It's good.
Do you get any live music in Canada?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything?
Well, there's like basically the equivalent of like an RSL here,
yeah.
but it's more like young people and it's more like a bar sort of vibe, not like a fucking
Yeah.
dinner
Right.
venue for like veterans and shit. But anyway, it's like
Balls and
same,
shit.
yeah, same sort of concept. But on like a Friday night, they have live music, which is pretty
Okay.
cool. And you can sort of just like put your name down if you think you're all right, and you can play some music and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually got some half decent like bands and sings and stuff come through. Like there's this bloke, he's from the UK, like this guy I worked with, and he was like singing and playing guitar, and he's like really good. But yeah, like it's actually quite good quality sort of music coming through there, which is kind of cool for like a tiny ass town.
Yeah.
you could get up there and do a bit of a triangle solo as well if you wanted.
Yeah, just passed off as some kind of fucking spiritual awakening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Every ding awakens one chakra.
Maybe a cowbell solo.
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, the cowbell you can get like quite a bit of energy with it. Hey, you can really fucking
You can really give it some.
You can really make that thing fucking make noise. You can really
Yeah.
strum it out.
Strum it out.
Ding, 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 ding. Wait, how does a cowbell sound? Like, can you make it?
sort of noise, but like a bit more,
Oh.
a bit more tinny sounding.
More tinny.
I'm thinking of like you know those
want me to pull
standard
up
cheese graters.
Oh yeah,
They're rectangular
I suppose
ones.
it kind of looks like
but
one.
it's like more solid.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't have the cheese grating.
it looks
parts.
like a cowbell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up some some cowbell.
I thought you said cow porn.
Do you want some of that?
Sure.
Sure.
You
It
watch
is-
cow porn?
Not recently.
You got.
I haven't seen any new of the new stuff.
You know, like those guys are like so fat they can't see their dicks when they're standing up.
Yeah,
Those
is
guys.
that cow porn?
That's cow porn.
Yep. But cows are women.
You know,
Right, that doesn't go off very well. You know what I mean? Cows are the female version
yeah.
of that animal group.
I think I've got a fat kink.
What do you mean? Like you like fat chicks?
Not even fat chicks, just fat, like non-gender specific fat.
Like you're attracted to it?
Like
I like a glob of
if
lard.
I really let
Blubber.
myself go, like I don't mean physically let myself go, got fat, but like mentally just succumb to my deepest sexual fantasies. Like really let myself go. I could imagine myself like getting down into someone's fat, like someone who's just fucking morbidly obese, and I'm like you know, you grab like handfuls of the
Yeah.
fat, and I'd just be like lifting up and like licking right in that fucking bit that you just
Like
wouldn't
the
ever want to go into.
Sweat crevice.
Yeah, like if I absolutely just shed all my inhibitions and just like really let myself go, like I'd never get there.
You know how you
I
have
wouldn't
like
associate with you.
you know how you have like gorges and they have like a river running through it? It'd be
Yeah.
like that, but that's like the sweat and,
Oh,
the
yeah.
fat folds.
And there'd be like ecosystems of bacteria and
Oh god, yeah.
like
And
even
maybe a
s-
mountain
like
goat.
like hairy bacteria.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah, I think on that note I'll probably have a beer, eh?
just really loosen
Coming
you
up.
up. Just really loosen
This is
yourself up.
cowbell, by the way.
Yeah,
If you really wanted to.
This is like
isn't
cow
that?
step.
There's a bit of other stuff.
Oh, it's not a twist top, is it?
Oh yeah, it is. It's like a
I
fucking.
got a
Have you got one?
bottle opener.
There's a bottle of it right here.
Oh, go on, lad.
Go on, lad. Yeah, no, cowbell's all right. Pretty instruments are pretty cool, like in general. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well,
We
you
just-
think
we did
about
that.
where they came from, like originally sort of having to craft it out of various animal hides and things,
yeah.
like drums and stuff. Spreading the skin of an animal over a hollow drum or whatever.
Yeah, that's fucking a bit creepy, eh? Just banging on that thing.
Or just sticks and rocks.
Yeah.
Just. This table has good acoustics.
Does.
What do you think about a round table?
Just in general, or
Yeah, just is that
what do you
one of
think
your
about-
fetishes?
round tables?
No, just like in here.
They're good for Chinese restaurants, but I'm not
They
sure
are.
about here.
Because like I was thinking like a round table, like because I have to like go like this to talk because it's like
Yeah,
nine like sharp
you'd almost
angles.
want a triangular
Oh yeah, Illuminati sort of table.
pyramid table.
Where do you get a triangle table from?
IKEA.
You have to be a part of the fucking secret society. The what do they call them? The
Just you have to have an IKEA loyalty card or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. You need to spend $100 on meatballs at IKEA.
Meatballs.
I've never had meatballs at IKEA.
It's made out of horse.
man.
Oh,
I could eat horse. I don't know. That doesn't feel weird to me.
yeah. It's only weird because you don't find it in the supermarket.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you don't find in the supermarket that people eat.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's not illegal. I was just going to show you yesterday. At least in the UK, it's not illegal to eat human.
Huh.
It's just illegal to murder. So if there's
there's like a
someone that's
loophole.
already dead,
That's kind of cool.
you can eat them.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'd
the
get
same in
down with
Japan as well. I think.
Probably quite universal, I think, because why not?
Like if they're already
It's like
dead.
organ donation, but
Yeah.
just a bit of food instead.
So if you eat someone alive, it'd be the murdering part that's bad, not the fact that you ate them.
I guess, yeah. But it's like a bit of an overlap, I guess.
Isn't it weird to think that if you go into a supermarket, depending on what time, but most likely the most abundant meat that you're going to find in there is human. We don't even eat that.
It's just not for sale.
The most abundant
There's so
meat.
much human in the supermarkets, and
I know. Tell
no
me
one's
about
buying it, man. It's the most unpopular fucking meat that you can get at a supermarket.
Yeah,
That
sometimes
you can find at a supermarket.
yeah, you're hungry and you're in public and you're like,
What's
so much.
to eat?
There's an abundance of meat here that I could just fucking grab.
Isn't it so weird that like when
Think
you're
it-
hungry, you don't even think for a second about eating a human?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Or even just a wild animal that just walks past, like a magpie or something. Like,
Yeah, like,
Just
or
dive
like,
on it and eat it.
like your
like,
dog.
we don't have those animalistic
He's so intense.
instincts.
we are very detached
We're
from that.
lacking in that area.
Wouldn't that'd be really intense?
Bring it back.
If we were just
Yeah.
like at the Kraken Festival or whatever.
Just say a small child.
Yeah, like a seagull lands and you just like one of us just like sprints off after it.
Throwing rocks at it.
I think it's because we're just shit predators. Like, we're only good at agriculture. We can't, like, actually trap a fucking bird very easily. Unless you
We
got
can
the
throw spear. We're
tools.
pretty good at killing animals if we
Yeah, if you got the tools.
learn how to do it again
But as a human, like,
as a human. Oh, without
just
any
your bare
tools.
hands, yeah. It's not a very good animal. It's not a very good design for an animal, is it?
I found out recently why the fucking Aztecs were cannibals, but like in Europeans weren't. It's really cool.
Is it like a religious belief?
Nah, it's because
I think I remember
you've heard this.
this.
Yeah, like the animals that were available to the Aztecs. Basically, you don't want to domesticate an animal that feeds off the same source of food as you do.
Right.
Like you want to domesticate like herbivores or like basically, yeah. So or omnivores, I suppose. Just don't fucking meet them any mate.
It's not like a bear.
Yeah. So you don't want to compete with that animal that you've domesticated. But there was no animals in Mexico and things like that, and like South America that you could domesticate to eat the
It's just all
protein.
fucking
So
insects.
yeah, to get because they were protein starved. So
Wow.
they would after battles and things like that, they'd fucking eat people's bodies.
That's so hardcore.
But, like, why not? You know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like, other animals eat their own kind, don't they? Like, some fucking
Yeah.
animals eat their fucking babies.
Bears do that, don't they?
I think they can, yeah.
Don't like other bears like
Definitely capable.
yeah, bears will like kill other mother bears' cubs and just fucking eat them.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
think
or
that's
if
the thing. Like, a male will kill cubs so he can mate with
with the chick.
the chick, yeah. I feel like that's a thing.
That's so fucked up.
I heard that
It's pretty sick though. Like the mum's like, "Oh, you just killed my kids. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
give me some more."
That's brutal out
fuck
there.
me.
But like,
Fuck
imagine
me
that.
next to my dead kids.
Oh,
It's
that's
pretty
not going to
brutal,
work
isn't
in the
it?
human society though, is
Yeah,
it?
nah.
Like, you'd probably go to jail.
Yeah, that'd be one of the most twisted things you ever hear about. You'd read it on Reddit on like some sort of fucked up subreddit.
At like 3 a.m. when you're on like
Yeah.
the real dark sort of side of the.
Yeah, that'd be horrifying.
that's-
web.
That wouldn't even
Oh,
make
that's
a
so
news
weird.
to be so. This fly's. I'm gonna eat this fly.
Dead kids are us.
But you know, like kids are cool and stuff.
We're getting shot at.
I think we are. I think
You went too
I think
far.
we broke the internet.
Nah, it's a fucking chopper coming down to
Oh,
swoop
jeez.
you up and take you off
Yeah.
to fucking prison.
You literally
Yeah.
can break the internet though. You can sever one of those pipelines,
Oh yeah,
one of those cables.
it's a massive, massive crime though. Oh,
What is?
like you know, on the internet cables that run along the bottom of the seafloor. Like they come. I think they come to Australia. Like they come like from north, like down from Asia.
Right.
Huge cables that they've dropped. That supplies our internet. And if you severed one, I think the Russians were doing that.
You have to go right out of your way to do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the Russians were. I think.
It's at least a few meters below the surface of the
Oh.
water.
Oh yeah.
At least a couple. Probably like 5, maybe.
Oh, at least. Oh
You'd
yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
pushing it.
No, I
Pretty
think,
sure trawlers just fuck them up.
oh, it could
Don't
happen.
they? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I remember a story about a shark biting one.
Oh jeez,
Yeah.
they'd bite fucking anything, eh?
They're hungry boys.
Yeah, but the Russians apparently at some point, I think some cables that were running to America. Like they had a submarine parked like right nearby. They just parked it up. Like right now, these cables.
Reverse
Everyone's
parked it.
getting a bit tense. I don't know if that's a thing. I heard it was a thing.
It's possible.
That's probably a thing.
I know.
We're not here to make certain claims. We're just
yeah.
here to spice things up a bit and just
I
talk
don't
some
know
shit.
why we do anything.
Why do we do anything?
I don't know.
It's a good segue.
That's how I feel today.
Why
Yeah.
do anything?
Yeah. When your like physical state is like just slightly off balance, everything seems like way worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like when you have a
Like,
cold and
oh,
you're just
I have
like,
to do this
kill me
thing
now.
tomorrow. But like, if you're like feeling good, you just deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're more vulnerable.
I always
Like,
thought
I just want to sit around.
it's strange to me, that we just kind of get on with, like everyone just kind of fits into, so like society's like some kind of mosaic, and everyone sort of fits into it in some weird way, and everyone's content with that. It feels weird to me, like that, like to be a part, like to be involved in that, or to like surrender yourself to that process is like kind of you're kind of duping yourself in a way. It feels. I always thought that about school. School's a weird concept to me. Like the more I think about it, like you've got like the first what do you go to school like 5 or something like that?
yeah,
6?
turning 6.
Yeah. And then you get out when you're like 17. So you spend like 12 years in this, you got, every day at the same time going to these like institutions where you sit in like classrooms that are like desks laid out in unison, and like you're like prompted by like sirens that you hear, and like
Sirens are terrifying.
you spend your day just like learning information and being like, I think like outside of what you actually learned at school, I think overall you're just being conditioned to like behave a certain way that is
Just throw up.
I'm just so sick of it.
but like in a way that allows you to like fit in with society and what the values are of that particular society.
Yeah.
And that's always a strange thing for me. I feel like, there's definitely, it robs you of some kind of like lateral thinking where you're able to kind of come up with new ideas. I think that it robs you of imagination and creativity, and it's kind of detrimental. The learning style, I mean, like putting people into those scenarios. I have nothing wrong with the actual education, the content. I think that's great. You're sort of trying to get everyone up to speed by the time they're 18, so they've got some idea what's going on. Yeah.
But it's like kids that are seen as disruptive or sort of the class clown, and those kind of kids are just seen as like dumb and not really worthwhile to be sort of.
I just don't want to fucking be there.
Yeah, so it's like the teachers eventually will just give up on them, and it's like, yeah, they're seen as not sort of part of this greater plan, this idea of how schooling's supposed to work, so they're just not really worth your time. Where it's like those kids will probably end up being successful because they'll be driven by things that they actually enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Not like a kid that spends all his time, not that there's a right or wrong way to go about it, but a kid that is more considered as book smart or whatever you want to call it.
Fancy smart.
Yeah. He'll go off and go to university and get a degree and follow that sort of path, whereas the other guy might start a business himself and, I don't know, do something more creative and something that actually he enjoys. But I don't know, school doesn't really nurture those kind of kids, I guess.
I think that the schooling system produces largely 3 types of individuals. I think that it produces the rebels, the people that reject the ideas of school and the structure of it, and they want to pursue their own self-interests, and they're driven more intrinsically or whatever. I think that it produces
nerds,
excellent academics, that, you know, the kind of people that go through, you know, primary school with great marks, go through high school, that trend continues. They go and they study medicine, and we need those people as well. But then, and these two are usually outliers. Like there's in a class of 30 students, maybe 3 or 4 might be that academically proficient.
Yeah.
And usually one, or, you know, if you remember back to primary school, 1 or 2 might be a bit of a class clown in each class. They're usually quite like a black sheep. And then, but the majority of people that the schooling system produces, and I think this is why the schooling system is a just dramatic failure and needs to be completely turned on its head, is that it produces students that don't know how to think for themselves, and they just they're agreeable. They just go with whatever is presented to them, and they can't be, they're not self-sufficient in society, and they need to be, you know, and these are the kind of people that end up in jobs where they're like being ruled by some like fucking tyrannical boss who's just feeding you information and telling you what to do, and you know you are literally just a human like machine that they haven't, you know, the smart guys haven't worked out how to fucking automate yet, and that's terrifying to think that that's what the education system is producing, you know. Like, yeah, people, I just feel like so many people can't think for themselves. I'm guilty of that as well. Not saying that I'm not a fucking genius, you know. So
yeah, I'd agree. Just with that last point, but also with like trying to strip down the current sort of education system and just build it again from the ground up. It's like you're not only going to change the way that the kids coming through the schools are. You have to completely reteach the fucking teachers.
Yeah.
Because they're all stuck in their ways. Like you have a teacher that's in like a high school or primary school, it doesn't really matter, but they teach like that same class, that same year group for fucking like 15, 20 years, and that's just what they do.
Yeah.
Read the same book to the same kids every year or whatever it is. And it's like, if you tell them that they're going to have to completely reevaluate how they do that, they're going to be not too happy about it. So like you almost have to sort of change it over time, I guess, like small changes that eventually becomes like a complete sort of strip down of the system. I don't know.
Well, I don't have a problem so much. I like the way that the information is the information that's taught, obviously, I think that's quite accurate. Like it's good, you know, the basics like maths, English, science, whatever, STEM subjects are pretty good. So, but I just think the way that it's taught, you know, putting people in these classrooms, especially in primary school, kids just want to run around and be out in the outdoors and questioning the world and being like really acting on their curiosity and things. And I just think there's something a little bit chilling about the way that we're just trying to get them to sit down in classroom environments, sit down in your box, like get, you know, there's some kind of strain. I don't know if it's obviously it's just the best way to organize a group of students into a environment where you can actually teach them, but I don't think it's optimum, and I think it's conditioning people to be.
It's like discipline and shit as well. Like, sit in your fucking row, don't move.
Yeah, don't move. Do as you're told.
Speak when you put your hand up and I pick you. Like, don't speak out of line. Don't talk back.
Yeah, like when you think about it with that kind of context, it's kind of chilling. It's kind of freaky that that's, you know, it just seemed like it's conditioning. It seems like the education system is designed to produce these kind of thoughtless people that are conditioned to just sit and do as they're told and punch the buttons and think that the way that, you know, this kind of like small sect of society that kind of controls things is it wants you to think, and then they can exploit you, you know, for your labor, and then whatever money you have to spend, you know, you're pumping it back into the economy anyway, and it's just a system that keeps turning around and around.
What would you do with your kids?
To be honest, I want
If
to
you
give
had-
them a more direct experience. I think it's good to get socialized, but I think the idea of homeschooling has some credence. You know, like
Gotta watch out for them becoming socially just
Yeah.
strange.
So I think you need to find a
don't want
solution to.
You don't want your kids to become the smelly kid.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how it happens if you homeschool them.
Yeah, you
they become
homeschool
the
for a
smelly
year.
kid.
yeah. They don't ever become conscious of their bodily odors because they're
Yeah,
not.
there's no kids to tell them.
Yeah,
Then they step out into the real world like an 18-year-old, and they're just like, dude, you fucking stink.
Obviously the way the education system is designed now, you can't really. It's so hard to avoid that and give children a better opportunity. But I think that direct experience. I think that practical learning at a younger age that slowly can transition into more theoretical understanding is a good way to go. I think, giving them direct experience, like this is a small demonstration of it, but even my parents, when they went to England for 6 months, they weren't really concerned about like their children, the younger children, missing out on school, because they thought that actually getting out and seeing the world and traveling and experiencing things directly was and with like a small amount of theoretical, like we'll go through some of the maths syllabus and the English and stuff like that. That was good for them. So I think maybe the best we could do is strike more of a balance between getting children out into the real world, or whatever filtered down version that they can be exposed to initially, but also with a smaller component of theoretical learning. I don't know, but
Oh, I like that. Integrate other modalities in there.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I've
not you
always
just
thought-
stay at school for 4 terms every year.
Yeah.
You like sort of mix it up, like
yeah,
you do it, maybe not a whole term, but like a few weeks here and there is like when it's not the holidays, like you're still learning, but it's not necessarily like sit down with a worksheet, writing the answers. You actually go out and learn things as they are. Like if it's learning about science or whatever, you learning about plants and photosynthesis and all that shit, you actually go outside and you teach it like physically, like say the sunlight comes down.
Yeah, as
all that
much
kind of
as
stuff.
humanly possible. Which, when you get into subjects like English, it's just like, how do you do it? But that's where I think that where there's room to grow in how we're teaching the younger generations. And I think that what demonstrates, I think the best demonstration of my point is that if anyone listening, or like even right now us, like if you think back to some of the most, like some of your favorite memories of primary school and high school, like they weren't ever moments where you were sitting down looking at a piece of paper, writing out and doing like just laborious, intensive, just book and worksheet work. It wasn't that. It was the things that stuck with you and inspired you was the teachers that wanted to do things differently, that were unique, or scenarios where you're outside doing something different. And a lot of people build careers out of that. They go out and do a science class where the teacher takes out a helium, makes like a fucking some kind of, not a helium bomb, but like
Hydrogen bomb.
Not a hydrogen bomb, rather, but a helium bomb. We did that once, or some shit. But like that,
a terror plot.
Like those kind of moments can inspire someone to be like, I love science and I want to do chemistry, or I love, like it can change the outcome of your life. And I think one of the best interventions, primary school gives you a good basis, but I still disagree with the structured sit down at your desk, all that kind of stuff. But I think at university level, is as much as possible, where I think we need to take away the power that universities have and start getting people, like if you're studying business is a good one because it can apply to the situation, but going out and actually working in business environments to learn what the things that are important, and maybe have a smaller component of the theoretical stuff. Because a lot of people, like you go and do like I'm doing like finance at university, you just get overloaded with all this theoretical bullshit, and you sort of loosely know how it applies in the real world, but then when you actually get out there, you're a little bit confused. You don't know how to like actually apply any of the knowledge.
Yeah, because it's like you're learning how to do things, or you're learning the theory of it, but actually putting it into practice is a whole like different set of skills. So to expect someone that gains a degree in whatever area to be able to just slip into a job like role, unless it's something like overly sort of hands-on, like maybe being like a physio or something where a lot of it is practically based. But like, yeah, for finance, like you go into you get a job after you've graduated, and it's like you might know the theory, but like putting that into practice is like a completely different thing. So it's like to not teach that is like, it's almost like irresponsible because
you become very detached between theoretical understandings and like application. And I think that wherever possible, like obviously a degree like medicine, probably something that needs to be quite like, and physics and stuff, like very theoretically intensive.
Yeah.
But we could even restructure how we assess students and determine their competency. But I think as much as possible, we need to get students out of the university environment, out of this lecture environment where you're sitting idly just on autopilot, checking your Facebook and stuff. Even in tutorials, you can act that way. Tutorials seem to be becoming more like lectures now, where the tutor just sits and reads through a bunch of questions, and you may or may not have done them before class. Who cares? You probably had a couple of pints at the tab by now already. And then we need to get students out into the real world doing real world things. They're going to be contributing to businesses and various things that are going on, whatever their discipline is, and they're going to be learning like how things actually work. And when they get to a point where they're competent enough to add value or to take on their own things or run with their own business or whatever, like they've got a really solid understanding. I don't know. That's my rant.
No, I think you're right. Which is why prac is a good thing at the end of a course, usually.
Yeah.
Putting someone into a workplace.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I can't reach your level today. I don't think I can pull a rant out or like bounce back and forward with a rant.
Yeah.
At one point, while you're talking, it was like things were getting like dizzy or something. I was like,
Yeah, no. Oi, but how about fucking... We got pretty loose a couple episodes back.
Which
Which
one?
feels weird to say. The one that just came out.
Oh, that one?
Which doesn't make any sense.
A couple episodes.
A couple of episodes ago, it just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the one. I think I was...
That was
Like you had a couple brewskis, is that what you're saying? Or you
No,
you
we
just
were
let
straight
loose,
into it.
like-
We're just getting loose as a goose.
loose
it
in
was
the tongue area, just
just a weeknight. You know what I mean?
on a Tuesday?
On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Oh no. On a Tuesday.
Oh shit! Wait, this might get pulled off YouTube now.
Oh, damn.
Copyright.
I'm hitting the melody so well.
It's like SingStar.
Yeah, no, that was a fun one. Sorry, Josh. Probably.
Sorry, Josh.
I didn't
sorry that-
mean to make you cry.
Sorry. I'm sorry to all the celebrities, man.
Really?
Yeah, they're human sacrifices.
Yeah. They're the...
Nah, fuck them.
I'd love to.
I've always believed that celebrities are like... They represent like columns of like
Shit.
similar people in society. Like, you see, I don't know, like sometimes you hear celebrities talking about how they're trying to play into a certain character, or they're trying to present themselves in a certain way that has like mass appeal and stuff. I think that at like that level of celebrity, there's like elements of that person and how they are, how they present themselves, how they behave and speak, and their ideals that are representative of like big chunks of the population.
Big chunker.
Yeah, big chunker. So you get like, because
Chunky
you think about like
peanut butter.
all the kind of people, I don't know, you think about all the people you kind of know and like people around, like you can almost kind of, there's similarities. I think they have ideals that are very similar to a celebrity. I think that celebrity is just kind of like captivating that particular audience. It's got caught their ideas, and that person is like, there's some kind of like on some weird hierarchy. They're at the pinnacle of it.
Yeah.
They're the most visible version of that behavior, that type of human behavior and ideas. And
then you cut them down
yeah.
to see what happens. To dissect them, you know.
How do they respond?
Happens, doesn't it?
To see who takes the throne
Fucking
next.
lose it, Britney Spears style. You know, you put it up
Shave
on the
your
top, and then she loses it.
I think people inherently want to, they want to bring people down, people that are succeeding, people that are rising up and doing something different, you know, experiencing success, and especially if they're doing something a little bit unconventional. It's even more so, I think. People just want to pull them down. Like, you can't do that. You can't be successful doing that. Like, and then they become hyper aware of any flaws or if he puts a foot wrong, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. I can't think of any good examples
Of
just people like eccentric, kind of
out there.
unconventional people that have achieved great success.
Anyone named Lil something.
what? And then they've been cut down, or you just mean they've just become.
People
Just wanted to pull them back down, like
Because they're like, that's
down
not how
here."
you're supposed to do that. You're doing it all weird. I don't like it.
That's kind of like the whole idea of the class clown, but blown out to the societal level. You have someone who's behaving differently and quite content. Or
Don't bully that.
thriving.
Not bully. Don't put down the class clown, because he's going to turn out to be Lil something one day.
Not Lil Peep. Well, Lil Peep.
Lil
What,
Pump.
dead?
My class clown from primary school turned out to be like Lil Peep. He actually fucking died.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
got a bit dark. I think he turned into a rapper.
Yeah, no, he died.
Your class clown.
Yeah.
Would that not be your class clown as well?
That would.
No, this is
Right.
primary school.
Right.
This is
okay.
before
So you're
before
talking
we
about high school.
crossed paths, yeah.
Before we created a Venn diagram.
And I was fucking second in line to be class clown. So if he could have just kicked the bucket a bit earlier, I would have had my glory days.
Oh, you were trying to get some jokes in there. But he was
we bounced off each other quite well, but he was
Were you a bit of a...
he was pretty broken. He's a broken guy.
yeah, right.
You know, he's one of those class clowns that you're like,
There's some issues here.
you could tell the home environment wasn't all that great.
There's a bit going on
Yeah, there could have been a
backstage.
bit of that. Yeah, it was a bit.
That's a bit sad.
There's
slapping the back
you
of his
could have.
hand.
It could have been.
Yeah,
It could
he
have
was
been a
just
few
sitting at
things.
home, just couldn't do his homework. So he's like, gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, he kind of dropped off the map after high school, and then just found out he died. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it was like deliberate. I don't know if it was suicide or if it was just some bizarre accident or something. But yeah,
Some
Just
sort
know
of
that he
tractor
did.
accident.
yeah, it could have been a tractor accident.
Stranger for that.
For all we
the
know.
strangest of accidents.
He was so funny though. He was so funny.
It's the old wood chipper incident.
Ooh.
Final
What a way to
Destination style.
Like, he got a wood chip in the eye,
Oh, that's
lodged in there,
yeah.
couldn't see, and he just thought, oh, I'll just end it all.
Yeah, and then he walked
Blew his
into
head
a
off.
wood chipper.
How do you want to die?
Not a wood chipper. Yeah, if you had your choice, how would it be?
Is that
You
your
kinda have
life
to.
like philosophy? Not a wood chipper.
Yeah, just how would you want to go? Not a wood chipper.
You know
Not-
what kind of
not-
got me?
Not a fire.
I'm pretty. Oh yeah, I'm pretty all right with death. Like the idea of it. Like it's not something that has ever
Scares
bothered me.
you.
Like mortality for me is just like, it is what it is. You just accept that. But
It's hard to think of it like that.
yeah, it is. Well, I found it. I'd never found it hard to think about it like that until I Googled what do people actually die from when they die of old age? Like,
Pneumonia.
you hear about that? Natural causes, old age.
What is
I was thinking like,
heart failure?
yeah, like at the end of the day, like something fucked up happens to you.
Yeah,
Like you don't just
Pneumonia or something.
you don't just slip away quietly.
you
in
kind of do
the
if you die of
middle
old
the night.
age.
Yeah, probably.
You
Like
die
have
in
a
your
heart
sleep
attack.
or whatever.
But I think most of the time it's like multiple organ failure. Just like
Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
If you think about your body as like a car, like when you go to the mechanic and they're like, oh yeah, like you got this problem with your carburetor, or whatever. I don't even know what that is. That's just a word.
Yeah.
It's got car in the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must be something. But yeah, and then they're just like, oh yeah, sick. I'll just put a new one in there. No worries.
Yeah.
And you think about your body like that, like fucking God didn't do a very good job of the body. Like he should have made it last a bit longer. I reckon.
Yeah, it's very
That guy.
difficult to swap those parts out.
Yeah, you can't just be like, oh yeah, just give him a new fucking heart. Just take
Yeah.
the old one out, put the new one in.
Eventually, you will be able to probably. Put
Yeah.
it in a bio.
Oh yeah.
You didn't answer my question. How specifically will you die?
Oh, like how will I die, or how would I want to die?
Both.
Like,
No, how's it going to happen? I don't care what you want.
Uh.
How will it happen?
Motorcycle accident.
oh,
It's
geez.
always a
You didn't even
motorcycle
have a
accident.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one's just going to hit him.
I gets hit by a motorcycle.
A parked motorcycle.
down
You're
the
going to
street.
walk into one,
Damn.
trip on the stand,
Trip on the stand. Yeah.
head onto the side of the curb, gone
Ooh,
skis.
yeah.
One hit KO.
Yeah, that'd be me. The curb would do me in. Nah, I don't know. Like, if I had to like pull something out of nowhere on pod, I'd probably say like maybe some kind of like hiking accident or something.
Where you get like stuck out there. Or
Get
something.
lost out there. Oh, this
Just
is I probably
starvation.
shouldn't say this before we do or if you're still keen anyway, to do the Cape to Cape, but maybe like getting bitten by a venomous snake, like in
Ooh.
a remote location and dying. Maybe that could happen, but probably not this summer. But like maybe like like fucking
That
40,
sounds great.
50 years or something.
That sounds great. And you just disintegrate back into the air.
It's a very quick death. You got that going for you.
Yeah,
If it's the right customer, you know.
yeah.
How do
Nice
you
fucking-
think you'll die?
I reckon. I don't know.
You'd get eaten alive
Eaten alive by ants.
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
by mini crocodiles, by baby crocodiles.
Ant-sized crocodiles.
Oh no, that just is an ant. Because
Yeah.
imagine an ant the size of a crocodile.
Small teeth.
That's just a scary. That's just a fucked up crocodile.
Yeah, crocodile that bites like sideways
Ooh.
instead of.
Holy shit! That'd be
Ants,
so
the
strong.
crocodiles of the sand hill.
Crocodiles are vicious, man. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
We don't get them here, but
Thanks the Lord.
Locally.
You ever encounter crocodiles?
yeah. crocodiles.
I'm anti big crocker.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, they're selling too many of those. Nah, yeah, real crocodiles.
Yeah, we should make more boots out of them. More boots and handbags out of crocodiles.
Yeah, man.
Jackets. Is that a thing? Is there a market for that? Crocodile skin jackets.
I'll buy one.
Of course.
I'll buy 10.
Hey, there we go.
Who needs Mimco when you got a
Croc watch.
Yeah.
Croco?
Is that what Crocs are made of?
Croco? Could be.
Yeah, Crocs are made of leather.
They're made of
And they
croc.
just recycle the leather again once they kill the I was going to say cockroach. The crocodile.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
You know, I've always thought dogs have got it pretty sweet in the sense that they've kind of like piggybacked on the most dominant species on the planet, but like they're like, you know what dogs are to me? We're as a species, like we're trying to figure out how to like save the planet, and like we're also kind of fucking it up, so we're trying to save it from ourselves. But you know, we'll probably eventually work out how to get to other planets, and then we're sweet. We've sort of locked it in. Like each time we get to a new planet, to some degree we've kind of improved the chances of our species surviving. Like, you know, if the Earth was hit by a massive asteroid that caused a total mass extinction, and we had people on Mars, like that, we're all good. Like we'll still be around. Dogs are like, in this sense, are like the roommate that like lives at your house and like fucking like
Just mooches off
doesn't
you
have a
bit.
job, mooches off you, just sits on the couch eating food.
And he'd
Because,
be like, "Oi, guys, rent's due this week." And
Yeah.
he won't contribute anything to it.
Exactly. So dogs are just sitting there. They're obviously going to catch a ride. Like we're going to take dogs to Mars. Like eventually, like we're taking dogs to other planets because they're man's best friend, and the novelty of like having a dog on another planet. Like they're coming on the ride.
They have a choice.
You know, so Dogs did all right because it's like they get the benefits of getting to another planet without all the fucking effort.
I think they knew from the start.
Did they know, or they just like
they were like, we want to go to they're like, we want to go to Mars.
Yeah.
Let's stop eating these guys and start being their friends.
The wolves that were least afraid. Yeah, sure, they were less afraid to approach the humans by the campfire, but secretly they sort of whispering to themselves like, these guys are going to go to Mars.
They're like, I don't know what Mars is, but we're going.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of Elon Musk?
Hey.
He's not born yet. He's a human.
Yeah.
Teslas.
Dogs are interdimensional prophets.
Wasn't a dog the first creature in space?
Yeah, well,
they didn't shoot a dog up there
Before a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
The Russians did it.
I thought it was a monkey.
It died up there.
100% died.
Poor guy. So that dog was like,
had to make.
oh boys, we're doing it 20 years earlier than we thought. This is great. And then they never heard from him again. They never saw him at the dog bowl or fucking at the park catching the frisbee. That was it.
Ground
Fucking
control to major
Dog.
They're very creative, isn't
Now,
it?
like every dog in the
Fido.
world in this kind of weird dog society thinks that he's just gone to another planet and is like living the dream
And like still alive.
with like 72 virgins.
Yeah, you could start a weird religion with him. With that dog. A dog.
You can start a religion
dog
with just
cult.
about anything these days, couldn't you?
Yeah. Well, definitely. You
You
could.
could start a religion.
I'd be down, man. I think we'd start some shit.
I'm looking for some sort of salvation.
This is a cult.
Yes.
Nah, not really.
Join the barn. You guys are invited to the barn. That's what we're called. This is what we're calling this place.
The barn.
It does have barn vibes.
Yeah. I just thought if we gave the
Shed.
studio some kind of unique name, people would like attach to it more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the barn. Oh,
Just
yeah.
gonna be throwing down some chats down at the barn.
Still reeling from that dead kid joke. I feel like I shouldn't have said it.
It's out there.
That was pretty hectic, eh?
It's good though.
You know when you have those, this is the problem. You have those moments where you're like, oh, should I say that? Should I say that? And like in my mind, it's like, oh, you should definitely say that because it's gonna introduce into the world like something fucking so bizarre. Like if you're doubting yourself, it's because you're kind of putting it through the filter of like,
Yeah.
oh, should it be out there?
It's like what we were talking about.
It usually works out.
Yeah. Like having a violent thought of like jumping over a counter and stabbing someone in the neck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
All the time.
Call of the void sort of thing.
You
just
preach
to like
into the
put it
choir.
out there.
Have you ever had that though?
have it never
Like
happened.
a moment where you'll just be sitting around and you'll just have like for like a fleeting moment, there's a really violent thought. Like you might be at a party.
Yeah,
and you might-
what if
for
I
a
just
second-
stabbed this guy in the eyeball?
Yeah.
Like,
you're at a party with a couple of friends and you just for some reason you take a sip of your beer and as you're taking a little sip, you put it back down. In that time period, you've just thought, the guy that's talking in this little circle here right now, what if I just grab my bottle after I finish drinking and smash it and stab him in the face like over and over again? Like, do you ever had
what
that?
would happen? He'd probably die.
Yeah, he probably would.
But
But-
what would happen if I jumped off this cliff? You know what I mean?
Oh, you must.
You
have
look
had that
over an
one,
edge
eh?
and you're like,
like you get to
Yeah.
a peak and you're just like you do
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
I think everyone
definitely.
thinks.
call the void.
Like I think we all had those kind of weird playbook going on.
Yeah.
But then it hits the filter of like
your
we
brain's
have.
like, oi, do it. And
Yeah.
then there's like a filter and it's like, oi, nah.
yeah.
Don't.
That's what I think. Like people that are like psychos, their filters just
It's a bit
Real
busted.
shit.
Yeah. It's like
those thoughts
you think
become
of,
real.
You think of like you cook up like a nice nice bowl of rice and you go on a strainer and you got a nice new strainer like or a colander as some people refer to it. And it's like a nice like one of those like meshy kind of ones, like the metal like mesh, and it's like real fine, so like nothing's getting through there. That's a nice filter.
Yeah.
And then maybe one day that's in the wash, in the fucking dishwasher, and you got to grab the old shitty one out.
Yeah.
And it's got big holes in it, and it's a bit how you going. You might lose a few bits and pieces. Those few bits and pieces get through, and that's like your brain being like, "All right, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
doing it."
We're gonna stab him in the face."
Yeah, those little grains of rice.
Yeah, they're the little
represent
thoughts getting through.
That's it.
Murder.
Murderous rice.
Murder.
They're dead bodies. They're basically dead bodies falling through your colander.
Oh, shit. It's dark. Anyway.
I'm just thinking
I
of
don't-
some
I don't
school shooting.
I don't think we've ever said
That's a lot of rice.
dead bodies on the podcast as much as today.
It's got to be close.
Dead. No, we obviously go somewhere when we die, hey? So, like, it's all good. Like,
I don't even know.
we're all going to heaven, right?
I'm going to dog heaven
Oh, that'd be the best place to go.
because I'm a dog.
Dog cunt.
Oh, come on. Hey, that's when you go to dog hell.
Dog heck.
Heckin'.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't say the
H-E
H
double
word.
hockey sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What,
do you
howdy?
say hockey sticks?
Yes. H-E double hockey sticks.
Do you guys do you guys say H or
Did you just get
H?
possessed?
Yeah. It was actually going out of me. I'd been possessed this
All
whole
those
time.
dead bodies.
Yeah.
Dead souls.
Bodies. The bodies at the floor.
What are you asking?
Do you guys say H or H?
I say H.
Yeah, I
but
say
I know
H.
it's wrong.
Yeah.
I know it's wrong, but
H.
I'll say
I'm not
it.
giving into those fucking H suckers.
H. What is it supposed to be?
H.
H.
You don't say the H in the letter H.
Of course you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Well,
how
I
else?
always
Because
say
it's
like
H.
it's H, like Harry and high and hurt. Like it's H. It's obviously H.
Yeah.
And like I'm cool with that. I don't even care if people think I'm a sucker.
And H. That's weird.
But,
H.
but it's funny. There's so many letters that if you phonetically spell how you say the letter, it doesn't start with the letter that it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the letter S starts with an E.
Yeah.
S.
What?
E.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It should be se.
Ses.
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 Se.
Ses.
Or just the letter should be
should
the
just be
sound
a
it
snake.
makes.
What would the entire alphabet sound like
Oh.
if it was like that? A, B,
Nah, it'd be at, but, k, d.
A.
What are you saying?
But A would still, A, if you spelt that, that's still
Oh,
something. A.
yeah, right. No.
It'd be like A, Y, E.
But
A, B,
or B, yeah.
C, because you still, yeah. D, E.
Yeah,
That's
these ones
right.
are all,
At this
these
point,
ones are
we're
all
just
good.
saying the alphabet.
Yeah. F though.
Right. F.
F.
F. Fair.
Fair.
A, B, C, D, E, fair.
G.
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 H.
I.
I, J, K, Le,
Meh.
Me,
Ne.
Ne,
Lemon.
O,
Lemonade.
Q, Ra, Se,
Sounds like Egyptian
T,
gods.
U, V, Wow, you, Z, Y, and Z. There we go.
That's cool.
That was bizarre.
I like that. Is
We're
there?
gonna clip that for Instagram.
Yeah.
Just go through that.
I hate people. It's always older people
hate
that say
people.
this.
Yeah, just leave
I
it
do.
at
I actually. This is weird. I found out what the word is for people that hate people and just don't want anything to do with people. And I was like, oh, that's me.
What is it?
people.
It's like starts with M.
Introvert.
No. It's a fucking starts with M. I can't remember.
starts with
Masochist.
starts with meh.
Meh. But old people that say why white.
Oh yeah.
Fuck off. No,
You're wrong.
Yeah.
don't do that.
Why?
Why?
It's like you're adding a few extra letters.
Yeah. No. Just be like, why? Why? Why do you say it like that? Man, there's just so many assholes out there.
Why?
Terracotta pie.
What are we doing?
This is
I'm about to fall asleep.
This is descended into
Anarchy.
novelty, anarchy, chaos.
Novel anarchy.
Novel.
How are those beers, boys?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
How's the Heineken? hate. Fuck. Heineken's
How's that beer?
Drinks.
I'm doing a lot better than fucking that episode with Declan. I would have been like 3 or 4 pisses in by now. It's good that he was pissing so much too, because it wasn't just all me.
That's hilarious.
I pissed so much.
Where were you going to piss? Just in the garden?
Out the back, yeah. There's a
That's
lemon tree.
Watering
that's
the
staff
plants.
bathroom out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Staffies.
yeah,
Staff only.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Have you improved your piss rate?
Oh, I definitely have. Like,
Is that just discipline or your
just
your
pure-
body's?
pure discipline.
Yeah.
Just training myself. Just
Wow.
every time I got to pee, and I just get to that point where I just fucking can't handle it.
You're like the Mark Wahlberg of pissing.
Yeah, dude.
Get up at
I
4
think so
a.m.
too.
Get up at 4 a.m. Just spend all day just holding my
not
piss.
pissing.
I've never pissed in my life. Never. I just decide not to.
My bladder just keeps it there.
I shit it up. Because you gotta shit.
It lubes the shit.
It does.
That'd be cool, hey, if we didn't piss out of our dicks. It just, like when we shat, it just afterwards, there was just like a...
So gross.
How good would that be though? Just
wash it all.
It's synchronized with your shits, like so you didn't have to go and piss out of your ass, but you did when you didn't need to have a shit. So like, how often do you shit? Like what? Like once a day, maybe once every 2 days or whatever. Like, I don't know.
24/7.
So once a day, you go and
Currently
you do a
wearing a diaper.
shitty, pissy, and then that's it. And then your dick, you just use your dick for fucking. It's just a one-trick pony now.
What? Whose idea was that? The thing that we need to piss from is also the thing we have sex with. Like, couldn't they have had another one? Like a really, really small dick next to it for pissing?
Yeah, they did that. Girls, right?
Yeah, I
They
think
gave them a
Leonardo.
small hole for pissing.
I think Leonardo da Vinci designed the
I
dick.
mean,
like
they
that.
gave girls a dick.
Some in Thailand. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should have a little tiny hole. Oh, dude, if you could piss out of any part of your body, what would be the best for you?
Finger.
Mouth.
Just out of the finger?
Like an alien from Scary Movie 3. Just
I'd probably do it out of the bottom of my heel.
you could piss in your shoe and no one would know. Yeah. If you're wearing thongs, you're laughing.
Yeah.
Just like slide the edge of your foot off of the thong like that and just
too
start
good.
going to town
Yeah.
in the grass
So
or
would
wherever.
that change like infrastructure? Would you have
Oh, it
normal
would.
bathrooms anymore?
Oh, there'd be like little
Why are
some
there
holes
boy
in the
and girl
ground. You just go and
bathrooms?
stand on it.
Yeah.
Why are there boy and girl bathrooms? That's what I want to know.
Well, oh fucking hell.
Like if it's a cubicle, like why does it matter who's in there? You know,
Yeah,
it's funny.
I was at that suited event for the Melbourne Cup, and the venue that we went to, the Camfield, which is like that bar next to the Optus Stadium. Oh, dude, I think from my adventures around the venue, they only had like one set of toilets, or it was like one set of toilets that was like really central. So you had like this crazy line for all these girls to get in. The venue was packed. It was pretty much at capacity. Massive line for the girls, reasonable line for the boys. We're past tipping point now, so the race is done and dusted, and everyone's pretty slaughtered. Like I told you, that guy fucking
Slaughtered like the fucking horses that didn't finish the race.
yeah. Like some guy, I knew it was past tipping point because some dude went to pick up 4 glasses at the bar with another glass under his arm and just leant down and just poured like half the glass all over this nice suit that he had. And these guys spend a fortune on fucking suits and everything else.
At Tarakash.
Yeah, Tarakash.
Fucking trash.
But
Tarot trash.
I go into the toilet and there's fucking girls in there, like standing in front of the cubicles, and the dudes are getting like pretty fucking arced up about it. Like we're getting pretty tribal now. Like
They're pretty
what are you doing
brazen
here?
though, girls. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they just
They're
wander
kind
in.
of rude about it. It's like,
Yeah,
we can't go in your fucking bathroom.
yeah, they were hell arrogant. They were like, I'm a boy. They were joking around and being stupid, like taking the piss out of these guys.
Yeah.
And like they're standing next to the cubicles.
They wish they were taking the piss out of them. That's all they were there for.
Yeah. And it was right next to the trough, so dudes are going and urinating and taking
Committing
their dicks
urination,
out.
yeah.
And like, I just thought, if a dude had set foot in the girls' bathroom, it would be chaos.
Yeah, you would get kicked out of the venue.
Yeah, you would. You'd get absolutely kicked out, shamed. Every fucking girl would be giving you the fucking doozy eye. You're not getting laid tonight because you went in the girls' bathroom. Sorry, but
at the same time,
it's a big
like,
double standard.
It is, but at the same time, if a girl was in the guy's bathroom, like I wouldn't I'd notice it.
With
but
dudes, we don't care.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it would be a massive deal if a guy went into the girl's bathroom.
Yeah.
So this would all be sold if you could piss out your heel.
But, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I also think, I don't know, you ever been to a place where the bathrooms are like shared?
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
said that to me recently, like
Like
a hostel or
unisex?
something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Why can't we be fucking civilized about that?
Yeah, I suppose it depends on
Like just have like
the
maybe
context.
the urinals for the males like sort of more or like tucked
the
away.
horse trough.
Yeah, the horse trough. Have that sort of tucked away so you don't have dudes with their dicks like right now where girls will be walking through.
Like
but
where they're trying to wash their
sort of
hands.
similar.
Like don't have it next to that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like urinal sink, urinal sink.
Yeah, like you forget which one it is and then two people go to the same one.
And then next thing you know, you've got some girl washing her hands, guys pissing all over her hands. Because that would happen at the Melbourne Cup. Just
Yeah.
some drunk girl just, oh, fucking hell, this soap's yellow. Why is that?
Why does it smell like
What does it
I
smell
don't know,
like?
what does pee smell like?
Smells like he's just pissing out the
Smells like
MDMA that he
broccoli.
took at 12. There was people at the Melbourne Cup that looked like they were on some
So
dude.
so while you were there, why were you there?
Friend invited me, Luca. Invited me and another friend of his. Just went down for the race. Didn't
It doesn't
even watch the
interest
race.
me. Like I know that people are like more and more people are sort of coming out being like, oh, it's cruelty, blah blah blah, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Not that I don't give a shit. It's not really just something I just don't really know about. But like I just don't give a shit about the race in general.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit about horse racing for the other 364 days of the year. Why should
Yeah.
I care about this one?
Yeah.
It's just a
means
weird
It's
nothing
just a
cultural
big,
to me.
thing to
just a big
join in.
piss up.
Yeah, it is a piss up.
Like I actually didn't like I was at home and I completely forgot it was on. Like I could have easily watched it and just
Yeah.
didn't.
I went out for the event but didn't even watch the race.
Yeah.
That's the epitome of it's a
yeah.
piss up. I was just sitting there drinking. Even Australia Day, I don't give a fuck about this country.
Exactly.
Like I actually don't.
Yeah, like
I'm not
the
patriotic at all.
Yeah, the day doesn't matter to me. I'm just like
just wanna have
sick.
some
It's a
beers.
public holiday where I can get pissed.
I don't even necessarily care that much about the fucking hottest 100.
Yeah,
Like I miss like at least half the songs.
yeah.
gotta piss,
You,
'cause it's just like-
want to say that you listen to it, but like
You just want to get pissed in a pool.
yeah, pretty much play beer
piss in
pong
a
in an inflatable
Yeah.
device.
We just like constantly just looking for excuses to do things. But we
Yeah.
can't just admit to everyone else that as a whole, just that, oh, this is really what we want to do.
Yeah,
Why don't we just have sanctioned days where we get drunk in a pool?
yeah.
Like we don't need.
You have like 5 public holidays a year. They're not to do with anything. There's no backstory. It's just all right. You're free to get pissed today. You got the day off. Do your thing. But yeah, there's always got to be some kind of agenda towards it, and I don't know.
What's your favorite piss up day? That's like
Favourite day
masquerading as like a real event.
Probably Boxing Day, I guess. But that's not really like. There's not really any backstory to that, really. Like when you think about it,
Cricket.
Like, yeah, literally like
Cricket.
sporting events. That's it. But
I get pretty fucked up for Easter.
this one goes out to my boy Jesus.
I have about 86 grams of pure cacao, and just think about Jesus and
how
how he's within me, and
you're going to resurrect yourself, and
I'm gonna resurrect.
Do you want to do some cacao with us?
Yeah, you want to do a cacao ceremony?
when you said cacao first, I was
Yum,
thinking
yum.
of cocoa, like chocolate.
Yeah, you want to do Cocoa Pops?
Shouldn't snorting
You have to
cocoa
snort them.
pops.
I am
Grind it up.
talking about chocolate, cacao,
Cocoa.
like just the powder, sort of, the 100% pure,
100%.
100%.
This is legitimate. Like this isn't even a joke.
Yeah.
You can.
People do cacao ceremonies where
Get
they have like
fucked
a
up on
shitload
cacao.
of cacao.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because of what's it? Theobromine. Theobromine.
Yeah, bro, man.
It's
You
a
have to
tryptamine,
educate
right?
me.
It's a tryptamine.
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan.
No, it has tryptophan.
It has
in it.
tryptophan. I don't know. Yeah, see, sorry.
These are all just words
It's
to
an
me.
it's an alkaloid. Some sort of alkaloid. Like caffeine. Anyway.
People have people trip on that shit, man. It's weird. How much do you have to take? But 56
Apparently.
grams of cacao, which has got, what was it, 2,000 milligrams of theobromine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Theobromine. It sounds like a fucking Greek god or something.
It probably is. Isn't everything named after some sort of Greek
Something
fella
Greek,
or
yeah.
a Latin fella?
Yeah.
Comes from the Latin word. Something.
Comes from the Latin word theobromine.
We didn't change it this time.
Latin.
Dead.
Sounds like it could be like some kind of like type of silk, like Latin.
Satin
Oh,
is.
it's Latin. Yeah, that's probably why I thought.
Yeah. It's just like a very similar word. I
What else can I
worship Saturn.
Tychrophone. That sounds like some kind of.
Styrofoam.
Nah, I was
Some
going to say
sort of thing
microphone.
that you can talk into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Words are funny, hey? I was thinking like, the Zen tent. This is what I was thinking about, the Zen tent.
The Zent.
I just called that the Zen tent out of nowhere
Oh,
to
it's
give
not
us some
actually-
kind of collective identifier for it.
I thought it actually was called the Zen tent.
Yeah, no.
Like on the program or something.
But it caught on, like everyone was calling it the Zen tent, or like in Coral Bay, the Sand Realm. Like I just
Yeah.
called it the Sand Realm, and it was like that was it.
Yeah,
Sand
that's what
Realm.
I always think of when I see big sand dunes now.
Yeah, Sand Realm. So like, I thought that was kind of a really cool demonstration of the power of language, the power
Yeah.
of people's ability to name things, naming buildings, naming cars. Like we name things. Like it has a very strong hold on us, on our beliefs and how we view things. And
Ideas can only travel the roads that language is built.
yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Sounds like a bumper sticker.
Like, I got one next to my Garfield pissing. Not Garfield pissing, Calvin. You know, Calvin pissing
No?
from Calvin and Hobbes.
No?
The comic.
No.
Anyway.
Oh.
I think I'm
Nah, I think
vaguely
I do know
familiar with
that.
it.
Yeah, I think I do know that. I just don't read comics.
But I was
You don't read newspaper comics?
political.
Things you get out of there.
Yeah.
It's pretty good stuff. Just like, it's funny, but I don't really know why. And I don't know who the fuck these characters are.
You're like, I think this one's the punchline. I'm not sure.
Asterix.
Yeah,
I know that one. Yeah, I know that one from the library.
Asterix and Obelix.
The library.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
In
good.
the city of Gaul.
Yeah, I didn't read it that much, but
Oh.
is that their like local city?
Yeah, that's where they live.
Yeah, that's a sweet sounding city. Sounds like it's pretty well put together. What's
Cool.
the schooling
It's not
system
around
like?
anymore. They got raped and pillaged. Probably that's how it happened.
Do you think we're always going to live in these kind of big cities, or like, do you think with the technology is going to get so advanced that we can become more like spread out again? Because like, you think about it, like cities offer a utility in the sense that we can get large groups of people in an area, productive, contributing, and we can get water into that area. Like it's economical to have the water go into a central area to provide for the people, and similar with food and sewerage away from the people. But like, these are all based around technological limitations. What if we have machines in the future where we can just like, I mean, we're starting to already have that now, but that are more efficient at making water from the air, like, and you know, we overcome some of these kind of limitations. Do you think we'll just become more like people will spread out again? People will naturally want to spread out instead of living in these big cities. Like it's
think
kind
we
of
should.
People don't want to be in massive cities. They want to be in like more spread out populous
Should
areas
probably get upwards.
into the clouds.
Yeah,
Well, there's moisture there.
of course. Isn't that an argument about Perth now? Like we should stop the spread. I hear a lot about that recently. We should stop spreading out and just like bulldozing trees and shit. We should just start to build up more.
True.
Because eventually we're just gonna like.
But then you get the
space.
traffic though. You just start building up.
You get traffic if you build up.
As in like you keeping people in the same area.
Right.
You're gonna fucking congest those roads. It's gonna be in a bit of an LA situation.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you have,
Unless you dig tunnels.
that's like
Build up and down.
most common problem with cities is like you have people going into workplaces in like high-rise office environments where you're working in a three-dimensional plane. Like people are working in a workspace that is three-dimensional. You can go forwards, backwards, up, down, left, right. But we have a bottleneck because the only way to get there is through a two-dimensional system of travel where you can only move forwards, backwards, left, right. So we don't have that extra dimension, which is why we introduced like things like tunnels and overpasses and subway systems and things. But yeah,
Like planes and shit. Catch a plane to work into a building, 9/11 style.
yeah.
What's
Maybe they were all just trying to get to work.
They were late and they hijacked a plane and they were like, we've got to get there. It's 8.
This is my
It's
floor.
8:29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, we're about 600 meters from the building now. I'm going to make it right into that office.
Yeah. Karen, this is your floor. Bang! Karen in accounts. This is your floor, isn't it?
It's really easy to go down 9/11 rabbit holes on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Just like documentary things.
Yeah.
You've seen the Zeitgeist, haven't you?
That movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best one I've seen. In terms of
It's like classic edgelord stuff. I
Well,
just
it's
like
good. It plays it
documentaries
out quite
about
well.
things that were happening live when it was happening.
Yeah.
Like news stations that were live. And they're like, they're so like relaxed about it at first.
yeah.
Like we've had reports of a plane hitting the World Trade
Yeah.
Center.
We're not
Like
sure
it's
if
just like a charter
confirmed.
plane or something. And they're like, whoa.
Wow,
And then they slowly realize on air.
that would have been interesting.
Have you guys seen The People vs. O.J. Simpson?
Nah, I haven't watched that. Is it good?
It's cracking.
I don't know anything about the whole story. I just know
Yeah.
something about a glove.
Yeah, that's part of it. But I didn't really know too much about it at the time. Well, not at the time, like ever. When I started watching it, I didn't know anything about
You
it.
born when it happened?
No, I don't think so. Oh,
It would have been.
I think it was in 1994.
Yeah.
It was like late 1994. So it would have been like 7 months. So like I don't really remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh.
You weren't involved in it anyway?
Not that I can
I was
recall.
a solicitor on the case.
Ah, right.
I was 9 months old.
Whoa.
That wouldn't work. You're older than me.
You peaked. You peaked.
I did.
But yeah, no,
I went to school and I lost all my memory.
Whoa.
Anyway.
it's a cracking series. They play a lot of, well, not a lot of, but they sort of recreate raw footage of like news, like anchors and stuff reporting on
Yeah.
the case, and like they had like the trial. Like I don't know if the laws have changed since, but like they were filming the trial and like broadcasting it live, like all the time. Like it was
Right.
just on TV constantly. And the trial was over the course of like fucking like a year or something.
Jesus.
Stupid. And
Wasn't Rob Kardashian, like the Kardashians' actual dad,
yeah, so he was
part of the case?
Yeah, he was one of the. I think he like was formerly a lawyer and then moved on to something else, but he was friends with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
And when it all went down, he was asked by O.J. to be part of like the team like he in the movie he doesn't like he's there all the time, but he doesn't really sort of have too much of a say in sort of the angle that they're trying to go for in his case and that. But yeah, he was on the team defending OJ Simpson. But yeah, it's really interesting. Like, not even just like the story of what happened or what supposedly happened, but just the way that the sort of legal team picks like an angle and they're like, all right, this is how we're gonna defend him, like regardless of if he did it or not. Like, this is how we're gonna convince the jury that he couldn't have done it, sort of thing. When it's all just like real trivial shit. Like they used, there was a cop that was involved in like the initial like investigation who was like known to be or was suspected to be like quite racist and stuff. So they like used that as like a big part of the defense. Like he's like planted evidence and like all this kind of stuff. Like he had an agenda against black people and
Jesus.
And they use that as like a big part of their defense. Like, yeah, it's quite interesting. But yeah, I definitely.
And the glove didn't fit.
Yeah, the glove didn't fit.
Yeah, what's the story around the glove?
Yeah, the glove was found at the scene of the crime.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With like DNA containing like blood from like the victims and
victims.
Yeah, so there was the ex-wife and her boyfriend or something.
Oh, yeah. So it was like a
double homicide.
Yeah.
And I think it contained his DNA as well. And it was like something stupid like a 1 in something billion chance of it being the DNA of someone else. Like it was like more than the population of the world. Like it was 1 in like 50 billion chance or something that it could have been someone else. And they were like, this evidence is like overwhelming. Like it was definitely him.
Yeah.
And then like, I can't remember if it was the defense or the prosecutors that, I think it was the prosecutors were like, all right, we want you to like put the glove on in court. And like he might have done something sort of sneaky where he purposely just like clenched his sort of fingers so the glove didn't quite slip on properly. And yeah, all the jury was like, no, like it didn't fit. Like,
but even if
apparently he stopped taking some sort of medication or something beforehand too.
Right.
So he's like, his fingers swelled up.
Huh. Yeah. They don't really touch on it in the thing, but who knows?
But the idea that you could discount that evidence because the glove didn't fit, though, that seems extremely trivial to me.
Yeah, because it's like
that's based on That's based on the assumption that
he bought the glove.
Buy gloves that even fit them. Like, what if he bought a glove that didn't fit him? What if all the clothes he wore to go and commit the act, had he actually done it or whatever, didn't fit him? What if that was all part of his scheme to sort of, any of the evidence could be like, doesn't that seem strange?
Yeah,
the assumption that,
but like the jury was just like,
well, it doesn't fit. That's all good. That's fine.
And they'd been like the jury. This was something I didn't know about like trials and juries and shit. But like the jury doesn't have any contact with like the outside world sort of thing like during the trial. So they all stay in like a hotel.
Yeah.
And they're all sort of like, they all stay in their own rooms. Like you're not allowed to go into other people's rooms and talk about the case. Like you can't talk about the case at all.
They can't see what the media are saying about it. And
they don't have any TV. They get given like VHS tapes to like watch.
Oh man, imagine
shit
being
like that
for a year.
Yeah, and it was like, over the course of a fucking year or maybe longer, I can't remember. So like they're all very much like, all right, we just want this shit to be over basically. So like shit like that, they're just like, oh, yep, cool. Like it's not innocent.
Wow. So, but like the general idea is that he basically fucking did it.
Yeah, like he ended up going to jail in later years anyway for something else. I can't remember.
He tried to.
I think he's out now.
He broke into someone's house and tried to steal back some memorabilia to sell.
Yeah.
And they got him on that.
He got sent, like they say it at like the end. They're like, oh yeah, this is what happened to like all the people. And he got sentenced to like 30 years in jail. and then spent like 7 or something, or like 10 in jail, and I'm pretty sure he's out now.
Yeah, I heard something about that. He's out now, and he's like, as part of his like release like order, he can't drink more than a certain amount of alcohol. So he like lives in Vegas now or something, and he goes out every day and has like one martini or something, and that's like just his limit for the day.
What
like
the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
Just
strange.
buy one, take it home, and just like
Stockpile.
yeah, or just like go to the bottle shop.
What's the point? What's the point then? You just have one martini. What's the point?
Yeah, just not
Yeah.
getting lit. But
Yeah.
yeah, would recommend. It's like I think it's like 10-part series thing.
Yeah, I've been keen to watch it. I just watched Manhunt Unabomber, the whole sort of story of the investigation of Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah, right.
It's fascinating. You got to watch
Is that the
that.
guy from How I Met Your Mother?
No, this is you know the story of Ted Kaczynski, like the mail bomber.
No.
Fuck, man. I read so the coolest thing about this is actually probably best to do this first. It's a bit of a read though. I haven't read it all yet, but you can go online and find his manifesto, and it's just this crazy account of like how it starts off with like society. What is the words that he says? Basically, it's his like ideology around society being that we're like slaves now, and it's like kind of like a really rebellious account of his views on society and how like technology is going to take us into a really bad direction and stuff like that. So he gets called the Unabomber because he targets universities and airlines initially. But he basically targets people that are in technology, that are in like, pretty much people in tech, killing all these people. He ends up killing 3 people over like 20 years with like 17 mailed bombs that he crafts himself. And the whole show just follows this forensic linguist who looks at the manifesto and looks at all his like all the writing that they can get their hands on of what he's posted. And they are able to actually work like profile who this guy is, and that's how they sort of work out and sort of find him. This is real, like, and the guy. I don't want to say too much about the story because it's like definitely should watch it. But he's a famous, like a public figure, like Ted Kaczynski. Like he was studied like mathematics, I think, at Harvard. Like a super genius guy, but went off the deep end a little bit for whatever reason. It's fascinating. It's called Manhunt Unabomber. It's really, really good. It's got Sam Worthington as well, local boy.
Yeah, right.
Plays the the FBI agent. So
Netflix?
yeah, it's on Netflix. It's so good, man. You'd be like gripped from the start. Like, yeah, they do it. It's such a great account of the story.
Yeah, right.
And apparently he was part of like the Harvard LSD trials as well. So they say, like Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert and stuff like that. So they juiced him up. This is before, obviously, it was like came into prohibition, but they like juiced him up with LSD. Like they were just, like trying tests on like students that were willing. It's a bit wild. Yeah,
What a connection.
there's a few weird things about the story. Yeah,
So you think it's Ram Dass's fault?
probably. Fried his brain, and then it just became real corrupt.
He's still around, Ram Dass.
Yeah, he isn't quite
He's like 90-something.
hasn't quite gone yet.
Just living out the last days in Hawaii.
Yeah, that'd be a good place to.
That's where I want to be right now. Dying in Hawaii.
Yeah, just sitting in a wheelchair, looking out at the ocean,
Yeah.
just like a bit like Stephen Hawking, eh?
Oh, a bit more in control.
Except alive
Yeah.
No, he's alive in Argentina.
with Tupac.
Yeah, and Hitler.
Yeah. Well,
How long
fucking
are we
hell.
on for?
Hour 46. I think 3 o'clock now. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad
right.
effort. Should we wrap it up? Get around the barbecue?
Yeah.
Fucking have a couple more beers?
I might go to bed.
Oh, yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah. All right. Good footy.
Righto.
Oh, I was meant to tell you guys about the dream I had about Nick Nannui. I actually genuinely did. He was like shitting in a bucket at this barbecue. It was so weird.
Shitting in a bucket.
Yeah, he shat in a bucket right in front of me. I was like, what are you doing?
Nick Nat, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, and then he's made all these weird, like, fucking jokes.